entire broadband space. So Meera Joshi, we've got Mr. Rajan Mathews, we've got Prabal Sen, and we've got Vikas. Rajan, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. For me, the key takeaway is that Reliance Industries is trying to reboot themselves, and now they are committed to become what could be called as a new age platform stroke technology company.
Hello, yeah, you there?
Rajan, is my voice reaching you?
Yeah, your voice is reaching me. Yeah, that's fine now. Yeah.
Hi. 2 years ago when we spoke to you after the Reliance AGM, my question was that has Reliance unleashed a war on telecom service providers? But apart from today, not only they have unleashed a war on the so-called broadband and data providers, they are also indicating that we are going to take a giant step forward and we will become a new age technology stroke platform company.
Yeah, so I think it is only a question of time that you are going to find the leveraging of all of the various components of the various arms of the giants that we call Reliance, and I think this is boding for the industry, because all along we've said that as we look forward into 4G and into the horizon of 5G, bandwidth consumption, fibreization, delivery of services to the home and to the enterprise is going to become a critical component of success. So I think Mr. Ambani has very well articulated his vision of going forward, and I think he's highlighted three big things that bode well in terms of the horizon 5G type technologies. He highlighted the whole issue of agriculture, he talked about education, and he talked about health, which obviously will be additional areas which have a very mass type of application. So I think from a network perspective and a technology perspective, we really expect that this will boost the industry and hopefully also the revenues of the industry which have been challenged at present.
Whereas what Reliance is trying to do is they're trying to increase revenue, they're increasing on data monetization, data mining, everything is fine. But what Reliance is also trying to do, Rajan, is that they're trying to create their own ecosystem, and that own ecosystem is good news for Reliance and their customers and the subscribers, but is bad news for everybody else.
So I don't know that it is bad news. I think what will happen is that this will force the competition to look for similar types of partnerships, and I think this was articulated by the other operators as well. While we really see the dominance that Reliance will bring to the table, some of what is being articulated can obviously be put together on the platform. As long as the telecom platform is robust enough and is technology proof in terms of the future, I think you can attract partners to play and provide the type of services that are being talked about by Mr. Ambani on his converged network.
Hi Rajan Mathews, this is Nantara joining in from New Delhi. I think you're being rather diplomatic. You're still talking about a time when maybe the war was only about data, but isn't there a fear now among the incumbents, and maybe at this AGM it's gone beyond that? Mukesh Ambani is borrowing features from an Amazon, from a Google, from the leading tech companies. He's talking about telemedicine, he's talking about education. Isn't he leaving the incumbents far behind?
So I think, Nantara, when you look at some of the applications that have been talked about, I think very clearly Reliance Jio is setting the pace in terms of what this industry ought to be about, what it should be about, and what it can achieve in terms of a future. We've all been talking about the 4G experience and increasingly about the 5G experience, and much of what Mr. Ambani articulated, be it in education, be it in agriculture, be it in health, is all kind of dependent on this new type of emerging 5G networks with low latency, high bandwidth, and high throughput that is coming. So I think he's articulating where the industry needs to be going, and I think the question is, is the rest of the industry ready to be able to make the type of investments in terms of the quality, in terms of the partnership, in terms of the reach, and in terms of the aggregation of services that will come on this one platform. I think that's the challenge that Mr. Ambani has thrown out to the industry.
Let me come to you, Mr. Probal Sen. Now, what do you make of this